Hello everyone, Gen X Fusion here, bringing you another video of some gameplay. This time I'm doing it from Animal Crossing. As you all can see, it's 10:48 p.m. on Thursday, July 16th. I want to welcome you all. I'm glad you're here to join me. It is the evening time, so I just wanted to get started right away. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and do so right now. So I noticed right over here I've got some mail, so I might as well go ahead and check that real quick and see what's from. Oh, it's from my friend Mike from Mayberry Island. I sent Mike something recently, so let's see what it says here. It says, Yen Wei, long time no see. Thanks for the recipe. I didn't have it yet. All right, that's cool. Glad to know that he could bring it. He could use a recipe. I sent him something. It was an orange table recipe. Here's a little something for you. If you already have one, pass it on to the coolest townie. From Mike. Thanks, Mike. I super appreciate it. I don't know what it is, but let me place the present in my pocket right now. And let me go ahead and take a look and see what this is. And it looks like a skull t-shirt. Hey, I could skull t-shirt. You never know, I might have a use for that. So I'll go ahead and put that in the house. But I just wanted to say hello to everybody. As you can see, I got my character wearing his Steph Curry hat that I developed. And also, I have my mask on. And there's a reason why I've got this mask on. Just real quick, the reason why I have this mask on is just to encourage everybody to make sure that you, because of our recent pandemic and everything, just want to encourage you all to make sure that you're doing everything you can to protect your loved ones by practicing social distancing. Why am I saying that? Well, last Friday, one of my friends tested positive for COVID-19, and he and his family are currently in isolation as a result. And so this pandemic is very, very real to me, and I just wanted to let everybody know, make sure that you're doing everything you can to protect yourselves and to protect your loved ones. Make sure you wear a mask and make sure you practice social distancing. With that though, let's move on, shall we? So I wanted to show you a few things. First of all, I wanted to go back into my house and make sure that I put this skull t-shirt away. But also, just to show you, my house has expanded. I was able to pay it off, and so now I have 3 rooms downstairs. And as a result, I've got to move some stuff around, and you'll notice my house is a little more empty as a result. So first thing, let's go ahead and let's put this t-shirt away. There we go. And wanted to show you just what some of the recent changes are. So yes, I used to have some furniture over here, but now it's not there anymore because I moved it into this other room, which I will show you in a moment. But right here, I wanted to show you this. This is my flat screen television. I took it out of my bedroom, and it's now hanging up out here because I wanted to be able to use it to be able to watch TV when I come into the house, like when I wanted to check out the news and find out the weather. This is where I could look at it now, so I don't have to necessarily walk all the way into my bedroom as a result. So there we are. It looks like this person's showing the weather right now for tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be so there's going to be some sun, and it looks like there's going to be some chance of rain tomorrow. Ooh. So it could be cloudy and rainy tomorrow. But lucky I'm recording tonight. And the reason why is because tonight is going to be a clear night, and they're saying that there could be some shooting stars or meteor showers tonight. So that's really exciting. But let me show you the addition. So right over here, I just converted this room, this new room, and I took it and I converted it into kind of like a study. I don't have any lights in here yet. So what I should do, because I don't have any lights in here, is maybe I should turn on this desk lamp. There we go. And right here, I set up my desk It's like a little work desk, my little fax machine, my hamster is over here in this room. I moved the jukebox in here as well. And then I took some of the stuff and I hung it on the wall. And these are basically my pennants for my happy home pennants. And then right up here are my happy home plaques. The hamster cage is over here, and then I put up like little my little astrology study poster, along with my map and my fishing plaque, the plaque that I got for the fishing thing that I participated some time back. And there's the window. So what I got to do is I got to find a way to maybe light this room up a little bit more. I put my little couch in here too, kind of like to be able to sit back and relax if individuals want to hang out in here. I moved the phone in here and the effects machine. And so, yeah, this room is a study now. So moving on out over here, everything else is pretty much the same because I moved the stuff that was in the living room into the study. And then over here, as you can see, is my bedroom. I cleaned out my bedroom a little bit because I moved a lot of the stuff into the study. I need to get rid of this rug. I'm going to do something a little bit different. As you can see, I changed my wallpaper. It's got more of an Asian type look to it, and it's got more of an Asian theme. My hope is to be able to get some Asian type of maybe like rattan end tables to match the vanity. Get an Asian end table, a rattan end table here, and then also possibly a dresser that's rattan themed. I think what I need to do though is I think I need to switch this light down. There we go. Much better. Much better. Suits the mood, doesn't it? Gotta move this rug though. This rug's gotta go. But I'll do that later. So with that, my loan on the house now is like 750,000 bells. It's just super expensive, so I got to figure out a way to pay all that off. I'm gonna have to work on earning some money or earning some bells. So that's the expansion to the house. And so moving right along, thought I'd go on out and show you some other minor changes. Right over here, I decided I'm going to expand the garden. And so what I did was I expanded the fence out a little farther, but I didn't finish it because I still have to put some stuff over here. I might expand it all the way down to maybe right here, and then redo stuff over here. I want to see if I can get some other colored lilies to grow. I want to expand my tulips over here and my roses. I'd like to expand that out. And these beautiful flowers right here, the purple and blue, definitely want to expand those. So that's a work in progress. And then moving right along, I wanted to also show you the bell trees that I had planted that I planted with 10,000 bells. So I wanted to show you the end result of just having some patience and waiting. Now the bell trees that I planted are over here on the other side of the island. So I wanted to make sure that I ran over here so that you could see these bell trees. It's a beautiful night tonight, man. Oh yeah, it is perfect for shooting stars, and I'm probably going to do that. So these two trees right here, this one and this one, these are trees that I planted with 10,000 bells, and this one as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this tree and I'm going to go ahead and shake it on off here and get these bells. There we go. See, 10,000 bells. Nice. 10,000 more bells. 10,000 more bells. That gives me 30,000. That put me up to 87,000 bells if you take a look on here. Wow. It's a lot of bells. A cool way to be able to make a small, very small profit. It does take a few days to do though. But if you got a little bit of patience, you can do it. And then this tree right here also is a 30,000 bell tree. So shake it off. Here we go. Grab the bells. Grab the bells. Grab these bells. And that's it. And what I will probably do is I'll probably uproot this one and uproot maybe this one at some point. Perfect. Well, that's it. I'm going to keep these other trees. I'm going to keep this one for now, for another time. And I think what I'm going to do is, I thought I saw an area here where the ground was glowing earlier today. And hopefully I can plant another 30,000 bell tree. I thought I saw it somewhere around here. Is it over here? No. Nope. Oh, maybe it was up here at the park. Let me go up and check. Over at the lake. Hey, Phil. Let me say hello to Phil real quick. Grab some real estate and let's chat. Look at him. Have a seat, you. Or don't. Suit yourself. Okay. Can I sit over here? Nope. Oh well. I'll have to chat with you another time, Phil. Let's see. And then along over here. Along over here. I'm trying to see if there's any glowing areas. Nope. Oh, this tree is a 30,000 bell tree too. How do I know? Because I put a hedge right here to mark it. That's cool. I will grab that later. And I'll probably uproot this tree as well. But that is cool. Let's see. Maybe I'll check the campsite and see if there's any glowing areas near the campsite. No, but there are weeds growing. Huh. There's a lot of tulips and everything growing over here. I'm going to make sure that I plant some tulips in the garden so that there's a variety. Nope. Nope. Okay, nothing glowing here in the campsite. Let's continue then. Since there isn't anything glowing here. I thought there was. But I guess there wasn't. Nice. Real nice. Okay. So those are the basic changes I think that have occurred on my island. Just being able to show you the garden a little bit. I've expanded the house. There's definitely more that I really need to do. Uh-oh. What's going on with Gwen? Frank told me I sound weird when I say right at you. I don't really sound weird, do I? Maybe a little. Oh. So she wants me to change it. You think it'll be a good one then? Will you think of a good one for me? And make sure it captures my chic essence. Huh. Okay, what can I do? It's gotta be a good catchphrase. I like Gwen. Gwen's very special. She's my favorite resident here. So I really want something that is gonna be good for her. I don't know. What's a good catchphrase for Gwen? I want something a little bit more feminine for her. Yeah, right at you wasn't very feminine. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. This is hard to do when I'm recording. I don't know what to write here. What's a good catchphrase for her? I'm just gonna say this. Keep it real. There. Keep it real. That's right, it was. It fits like a velvet glove. Yeah, I like Gwen. I know she's a penguin, but there's something about her that I like. Okay, so moving right along. Let's see, is there anything here that I need to... Wow. Okay, I think I need to do something with some of this money. I probably need to deposit some of it, so let me go ahead and do that. Get this thing deposited real fast. And put 10,000 bells in here. Okay, APD. And let's just do a deposit. Well, you know what? I'm going to make one loan payment. Look at that. I owe 758,000 bells. That is a very large, substantial amount of bells that I owe. You know what I mean? Okay, then go back from there and let's deposit the other 10,000 in here. Just like that. There we go. I think we should be good now. Sign out. Perfect. Then I can just put this away. I'm going to leave this one out because if I run into any magical areas where I can plant some bells, I'm definitely going to do that, and then I'm going to mark it. Run along here and check this area. Doesn't look like anything. Nope. No glowing areas here. Huh. I got something over here. I may as well go ahead and dig it up. I bet you it's a fossil. Yep, it is. Perfect. 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 Okay. So, now that I've done that, I'll probably do some gathering. And while I'm doing some gathering, I think, yes, it is. It's story time. Yeah, so because I told you all that everything around here represents a memory of some sort, you know, now I told a massive story over here regarding, you know, I believe the last story I told was the time I went dancing with my aunt and everything. And that was a real cool story. So I'm going to be telling maybe one or two very, I guess you could say, shorter stories. And this right here, I think I wanted to talk about. This is, of course, one of those gas pumps. And it's got some tires next to it. And what this represents is, it represents a lot of things. But the two things that I think it represents for me is, number one, when I got my driver's license. That is a very, very good memory. I was a sophomore in high school and 15 years old at the time. So you do the math in terms of what year it would have been. But I was in the 10th grade, a sophomore, and one of the things that I wanted to do, my goal was to make sure that I got my driver's license when I was 16. And I think these days now they call it a provisional license. But back then, it was they were regular driver's licenses. But you could get it at the age of 16 years old, and it was a regular driver's license. It wasn't a license that had any restrictions because you were considered underage or anything like that. So I wanted to get my driver's license. And I was very motivated because I know at the time my father had already bought a car for me. And the first car that I ever had, it was a car that he bought at, I think it was a very early age. I think it was 1973. 1972. I think it was maybe 1972 or 1971. But he had bought this hot rod. It was a 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. Now, we had already purchased, my father had already purchased another hot rod before that in 1970. And what that was, it was a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. Now, anybody who knows about cars, especially American muscle cars, you'll know that these cars were all from what they call the old Mopar hot rods. from Dodge, Plymouth, and Chrysler. Okay, let me talk to Coach and find out what he wants. For my things, I've got something just for you. A garden tank. Alright, how much is the garden tank? 1100? Alright, I'll take it. Just because. Now I have a garden tank top. Thanks, Coach. Super appreciate it. So, getting right back to my story. My father had bought a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. It was this bright orange car. And that was for my brother. We were a hot rod family. And my father and my uncles used to go drag racing every weekend during the drag racing season out here. They used to take all their cars out to a drag strip out in Fremont. And they used to drag race, and they would drag race till like way late hours of the night. This was legal drag racing or legal exhibition driving. I'm not talking about this stuff that younger generation may do where they do donuts in the middle of an intersection and they got a crowd of people. No, this was actual quarter-mile drag racing. And if you took your hot rod or your car out to the Fremont drag strip, it was considered legal, and they had like little competitions that were going on. So my family was a hot rod family, but that's a different story. You know, I think the reason why I kind of strayed from it was because I know that my first car that my father was getting me, it was going to be my first car. It was a hot rod. And like I said, it was a 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. A really big engine, really nice car. He was in the process of getting it ready for me, and he was painting it because when he first got the car, it was a silver car with a black vinyl top. And so what my father did was that he painted the car blue, starburst blue, and kept the vinyl top, the black vinyl top. And so he was like, you get your driver's license and I'll give you this car by a certain time. So during my sophomore year in high school, one of the classes that I took during the second semester, which is probably, I think the second semester started around mid-March, was driver's education. And this was a class that I took after school. It had to be done after school. We weren't allowed to take it during our regular school hours. So after school, I had to take this class. I signed up for it. The cool part was that I had to get my parents' permission to take driver's ed. And in doing that, once I got my permission slip signed, I was able to sign up. Oh, hello there, Celeste. Yeah, there's going to be shooting stars. I'm going to love it. Thanks for letting us know. Wow, another one of those recipes. Cool. Nice. Looks like Lupe's online. It looks like Gretel's online too. Hi Lupe, hi Gretel. So, getting right back to my story. So, I took driver's ed, and basically what they did was they taught us all the rules of the road in this class. You know, it was a free class for high school students. And after I took this class, I got what they called the pink slip. And basically what the pink slip was is that it showed that you completed driver's education and that you were allowed to take the written test so that you could get your learner's permit. So that's what I did. The class basically taught us everything that we needed to know, all the rules of the road. And so afterwards, after I finished that class, I went and took my written test, and I scored a 70 on the written test, which was enough to pass. Ooh, a scorpion. Let's see if I can get this thing without it killing me. Okay, here we go. Okay, he's up against the thing. Yeah, I just need to do it fast now. Oh, he got me. You crazy thing. I thought I was going to grab him real quick with the net, and he just got me. Oh well, so much for that. Anyways, I was hoping I could catch a scorpion, but that wasn't going to work. So, got my learner's permit, and then signed up for the next class. And this class was in April. And basically, what the class was, it's called driver's simulation, or the simulator. And so, what it was is that after school, I went to this class, and we would sit inside this room, and we would sit inside these little bumper cars, these little, I guess you could say, cockpits, the size of a bumper car. And it had a seat in it, and then it had a steering wheel, a gas pedal, and a brake. And basically what they did was they loaded up some film, and they basically had us simulate driving on the road. They would show this, just this driving on the screen. And we would practice driving that way. And what they did was they monitored how fast we were driving, because these little units, these simulation units, were hooked up to a control room, and the cars were numbered, so they would let us know, car number 6, you're driving too fast, the speed limit is 30, and you are driving 55, 60 miles an hour in a residential zone. So slow down to get your foot off the gas pedal. So we drove in these little simulators for about 3 weeks, and learned the rules of the road with our driving on that. And then after that, what happened was my older brother and my mother would also take me out driving for real on the road, which I thought was really cool. The car that I drove, I couldn't drive my hot rod because my father had my hot rod at the time, and he was living in South San Francisco. So I had to drive our family car, and the car that we owned back then, other than my brother's hot rod, was this 1970, I guess you could say this 1978 Dodge Aspen, which is basically a miniature station wagon. And so I learned how to drive using that car. So after practicing for 3 weeks in the simulator and getting my training from my brother and my mother in our Dodge Aspen, the next thing that I had to do was I had to go through what they call driver's training, where I had an official driving teacher take me out on the road as well. So after completing the simulators, you got this thing called the green slip, and basically it was a slip that showed that you completed the simulators. So then the next and final thing that you had to do was you had to go and take driver's training. And so after school, for another 3 weeks, I had to meet up over on the other side of Alameda and meet up with a guy he was an instructor from Alameda High School, and his name was Bob, but we all called him Coach Bob. And so he put us into this car. There was about 3 of us in the car, and he would sit in the passenger side, and then each one of us would take turns driving. And he had the ability, I think you've seen those cars before, where he could control the brakes and everything because there was an extra brake in the passenger side. So what we did was I practiced driving, and one of the things that he did during the 3 weeks that he was training us is that he decided to take us to the Oakland Department of Motor Vehicles, and he basically showed us what the driver's route, or how they were going to test us. And by doing that, he helped prepare us for the driver's test, the actual road test, so that we could get our driver's license. And so he said, you're going to do this, and basically he took us through the whole route, showed us exactly where we were going to make our 3-point U-turn. He showed us where the uncontrolled intersection was, where we needed to slow down to 15 miles an hour, or what they called the blind intersection. And he basically took us on the route. And then after he took us on the route, he said, now there's going to be one of 2 things that you're going to do. You're either going to go exit and turn right, or you're going to exit and turn left onto the route. if you turn right, this is the route that you're going to end up taking. And so he took us on it. And after he took us on the route, he said, now, if you end up turning left, it's just basically the same thing, but you're just doing it backward. So, he really helped us to prepare for our written test, for our, not our written test, but for our road test. And so after that, we completed our driver's training. Then I received what they called the green slip, which is the completion slip for driver's training. And then after that, my birthday came around in May. And so it was just in time for me to be able, I'd completed driver's training. And so I was at that point now where I could take my driver's test. And so my mother, was it my mother? No, it was my brother. My brother took me to the Department of Motor Vehicles in our Dodge Aspen. And I basically waited and took the driver's test, took the road test. And I ended up passing it, but I ended up passing it like I aced it because I knew the route because of what Coach Bob did. He showed us the way, he showed us what we needed to do. And as a result, I ended up acing the test. I got what they call a 100%. It was a perfect score. And when I took the driver's test, I took it on my birthday. And so I got my driver's license on my birthday and I got a perfect score. And because I was courteous, we were getting ready to return and we were getting ready to drive back to the DMV. I had already scored a perfect score. But what happened was there was a person crossing the street. And so as they were crossing the street, I kind of stopped and motioned them to go ahead and cross. And so basically the tester gave me what they called a plus, a 100 plus, because they couldn't score me any higher. And that was because I showed courtesy to a pedestrian. And that person told me to always make sure that I show courtesy to pedestrians no matter what. So I got 100 plus on my driver's test, scored a perfect score, and got my driver's license. So that was real cool. And then later on, because I got my driver's license on my birthday, my older brother, kind of like as a celebration and a reward, told me that I could go ahead and drive his hot rod. And I picked up my friends and we went cruising around. Now, that'll be for another story for another time. But the real cool part is that my older brother's hot rod was, that car was really, really fast. It was a car, it had headers installed on it. That was the primary car that my father took to go drag racing in. And that car it not only was fast, it sounded very, very mean. Whenever we started that car up, that car made so much noise. It would wake up like our neighbors, because the car was so loud. I remember it was so loud, my father had to cap the headers on the car just to kind of silence it and bring the sound down because it was so loud. And then when he would go racing at Fremont Raceway, he would uncap the headers, so that he could get the most out of the car. So that's it. That's my story about how I got my driver's license. And I'm already at 33 minutes. Oh my goodness. Well, I got one more short story. I'll give you all one more short story. And as I do that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do a little bit of diving. But before I do that, let's see if I can learn this. This is learn a Nova Light. Cool. I learned it. Awesome. Let's see what that is. Oh, so that's a Nova Light. I need star fragments for that. And then this is my rustic stone wall that I learned earlier. Cool. Now, before I go swimming, let me go ahead and just put some of this stuff away so that I can get a lot of sea life and everything. I might encounter some sea life that I've never caught before. So let's put this stuff away. Yeah, we're gonna put that away in storage. We're gonna keep that for now. We can keep that for now. I think that's everything. Okay, cool. All right, let's head out. Swimming in the middle of the night. Now, I definitely would not do this in real life. But because this is Animal Crossing, I don't have to worry about man-eating sharks. At least I hope I don't. Okay, let's go ahead and put on the wetsuit. There we go. And you know what? I know it looks goofy, but I'm gonna swim in my shoes. Oh, there goes a shooting star. Got that one just in time. Oh, they're gonna be out tonight. But let's swim first. And I got one more short story to share with you. So I know a number of you are saying, well, hey, you share stories about childhood and your teen years when you were growing up and everything. You know, is that it? You know, I mean, you know, you're older now. You know, do I have any recent memories, like with my family, like with my wife and my marriage and everything? You know, what's going on? Does life end after you get married? And the answer is definitely no. It's a resounding no. I definitely have memories, a lot of memories, recent memories with my family and recent memories with my wife. The thing is that my wife is a private person and she doesn't necessarily like, you know, to be mentioned on the internet in any way, shape, or form. You know, but I think I'll share this one little tidbit because it was really, really funny, and this is a memory that I have with my wife. So basically, this is very recent. This happened on Monday, this past Monday. So what happened was Sunday, my daughter came over to the house and everything, and had my wife started watching a movie with my wife, and basically it's a TV series on Netflix. And so the series is called, if I'm correct, The Haunting of Hill House. And our daughter was telling us that, you know, it's kind of scary. It's got a lot of shock, I guess you can let's say, like jump scares. And yeah, it has a lot of jump scares. And so, you know, my wife and my daughter were watching this, and as they were watching it, there were a few jump scares that they had on there. So, you know, my daughter left and everything, and then Monday comes around, and so my wife is telling me, you should watch this with me because it's kind of scary. So I said, okay, and there were a number of episodes on there. So, you know, I'm watching this TV show, this Netflix show with her, and it's like, I don't know, maybe one or two episodes before the climax of the whole series for this season. And we're watching this one part. We're watching this one part on the show. And basically it's two sisters, they're arguing with each other. And, you know, they're like, well, you did this, and, oh, well, you think you're all that. And, you know, they're just having this massive argument. It's really, really dramatic. It's, you know, kind of getting close to the climax and everything. And these sisters, there's these two sisters, they're just super arguing with each other. And so as they're in the middle of this argument, this one instance, it's a jump scare that occurs. And what happens is that this ghost just interrupts them while they're driving. Like they're both, it's the camera view is basically showing it from kind of like a 3/4 passenger side view. So they're driving and the passenger side is the closer side. And they're both arguing with each other, and all of a sudden as they're arguing with each other, this ghost pops up in between them, like right in between the two of them, and goes, ah! And it scared the living daylights out of me and my wife. It scared us so much that we both screamed at the same time. And it was late at night, and my son had already gone to bed, and everything. But we both screamed so loud that we screamed for like 5 seconds straight. And it woke my son up, and he came out and he was like, "What happened? What is the matter with you two?" And me and my wife were just dying of laughter because both of us, you know, we were both embarrassed because of the jump scare, because I don't usually get scared, you know, from jump scares. You know, my wife does, but not me. And so this part startled me, scared me so much that I started screaming too, and it was comical. So both me and my wife were laughing at it and everything. But if you all ever get a chance to watch The Haunting of Hill House, it's a Netflix TV series. It's a mini series. There's only one season. But if you get a chance to watch it, uh, and you like jump scares, definitely, definitely watch it. Oh my gosh, I just jumped in the water. I was trying to change out of my my swimwear, and I ended up jumping into the water instead because I wanted to go ahead and look at some shooting stars. See, the shooting stars are showing up everywhere. Okay, let me see if I can get to land here. Maybe I can catch some of the shooting stars from here. Yeah, this would be perfect. But if you ever get a chance to watch The Haunting of Hill House, by all means, check it out. It sometimes moves a little bit slow, but it definitely has its share of jump scares. And I guarantee you there's some good little jump scares in there. So let me get back over here. Get up over here, and there we go. Let's see if I can head back to my spot. There we are. There we go. Now hopefully I'll get to see some stars tonight and everything. I know I saw one and everything, but basically that's it. You know, so tonight you got to hear how I got to drive. I got my driver's license, a little recent memory with my wife and I got to wish upon a star again, and do a few other things. Here's another one. Cool. Like they're coming out tonight. So anyhow, it's about 42 minutes on here. So I think I'm going to end it out right now. Just wanted to thank you all for watching my video and for allowing me to share 2 more memories. One recent one and then one from my teen years when I got my driver's license. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next time. See you later. Hi viewers, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment, and click on the little bell to receive notifications of future content. Have a good one.